Hello everyone. So for those who don't know me, I'm Emma and I'm the artist behind Unsteady Art. So last week I started to do these lovely embroidered bookmarks. Now I have to admit I do love them, but as I've been going away, the ribbon is causing a bit of issue. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. If not, I'll take a photo of it closer up. So basically where it's being stitched, it is starting to fray, and the more that you pull it, the wider it's becoming. So unfortunately I won't be able to do it that way. I've had a bit of another idea, not to use the paws, but generally just to get the most use out of my hoop, because that is the bit that's causing more an issue for me. There's a lot of unused space without something delicate and small. So I have an idea which I'll go through as I'm going, but unfortunately these poor bookmarks are now having to go. I can still use them, so there's no issues there, because as soon as I cut closer, you're not going to tell that it was underneath anyway, because once it starts to wear out, it does just fray into quite a lot of nothing. I might use these somewhere else, but we'll see how we go for now. So, what have I done so far? Well, I'm a little bit late on in recording this for once, because I decided to take myself to Hull, and I looked into this lovely shop, which hopefully I'll put the information underneath, and I saw Swirling Shelf. So I've got these lovely enamel pins, because it is the one thing that I've had continuous. I don't do enamel pins yet, but I was always curious about them. So everyone that I have bought from has always been enamel pins, and they are lovely. They are lovely. It was the ladybug that I preferred the most, and that was just for the fact that I have a little bit of a... One of my first ever free stickers was a ladybird, and I want mine not much bigger than this either. And yeah, it's just something a bit close to that. So yeah, do check that shelf out if you are in Hull. So let's get back to this. Hi everyone. So, not really been talking much when it comes to this video. A lot of things is just digitising, getting things right. So, what I've done, I did start the digitising with you, but I didn't finish it. I actually ended up doing both lots, so I've now got 2 of each, but I've got 1 more to do. 1 more. So this is the one that I've just done. There is a few, so these are the mini bookmarks that I decided to do. There is some I can't use because it's pulling away. And that's just because I didn't realise that the single stitch didn't go close enough. So when I actually went to put pressure on it, it ended up dipping into the material. But that's generally okay because I'm going to have quite a lot with these, seeing as I can fit 6 on one. I have got one where it's still down there, so I can only fit a few more. So, as always, let's pull this one out. And like I said, I was taking so only thing to do is get on to the next one. Let's go. Hello everyone. So finally managed to finish all of them. It's stupid o'clock at night, so if my neighbours watch, sorry. Won't happen for a while, hopefully. So yeah, that's all of them done. There is some that I'd want to improve, but it's not 100% necessary. So when it comes to this one and that cat, it was literally just, I used white bobbin rather than black bobbin, so it ends up having this like rustic look. Quite a nice idea if I wanted that look, but I like strong black lines, so whether or not I actually put that in, I don't know. There is quite a bit of, what's the word, movement within the fabric, so you've got quite sharp grooves. It's not end of world. If I can try and figure out a way of reducing it, yes. Might be just the fact that it was quite bulbous, was the between the two layers of the B film. And yeah, got a lot of the little mini ones done as well. So let's get these out. And no doubt I'll give you a bit of an update once they're all cleaned up, but unfortunately that is definitely not going to happen tonight. You see how there's a lot of give. I like doing stuff like this. Right, that's a lot done. I will definitely show you a bit more of a better sort of view of them just in a minute. So I'm going to leave this video here. If you could like, subscribe, comment, love to hear what you think. If you're in a commenting mood and you don't know what to say, just send me a little cat and I'll know that you've watched till the end. So thank you very much. Bye. See you next week.